Hey guys, RanterInShades here, excising my First Amendment rights vlog style. I should preface this video by saying I'm not a fan of 5 Seconds of Summer. They're a bit too poppy for my liking, and they aren't really my thing. But just because I might not be a fan of a band's music doesn't mean I won't stick up for another victim of outrage culture in the music industry. This time the victim is their drummer, Ashton Irwin, who posed for some pictures on his Instagram. One of the pictures showed him wearing a Lynyrd Skynyrd shirt, and much like a handful of Lynyrd Skynyrd's merch, this shirt had a Confederate flag on it. You know where this is going. Now let me get this out of the way. I'm fully aware the Confederate flag has a bit of a negative stigma to it, and not everyone likes the flag, to say the least. If you don't like the Confederate flag, that's your opinion, and I'm not going to tell you your opinion is wrong. I personally don't view the flag as a symbol of hate, or racism, homophobia, or wanting slavery to come back, but more so a symbol of Southern pride. While I won't deny there are some really out-of-touch, delusional rednecks that do sport the flag with those reasons in mind, that's not what goes through my mind whenever I see a Confederate flag, and I never make the assumption that that's their reason for sporting it. That's no different to me than assuming that if a gay man compliments my appearance, that means he wants to turn me gay. That's more than likely the reason why Lynyrd Skynyrd feature the Confederate flag in their logos and on their merch. They're a Southern rock band, and Southern rock bands like Skynyrd, the Allman Brothers, Creedence Clearwater Revival, Molly Hatchet, and so much more are usually known for displaying Southern pride, much like how Canadian bands have shown Canadian pride. When Skynyrd were designing their logo and their merch, they weren't doing so with the intent of conveying a message of, "We hate them blacks and them queerosexuals, the South will rise again." They're just proud of being from the South, and that's what they associate the Confederate flag with. They might have some redneck conspiratards in their audience, but like I said in the Metal Elitist video about bashing a band for their fans, that's really not the band's fault. There's a reason that's a fallacy. I'm sure Lynyrd Skynyrd are also aware of the stigma that's associated with the Confederate flag and have been since 1964 when the band formed. This leads me to believe they went ahead with designing their logo with an attitude of, "If people are going to associate us with dumb rednecks and assume we're racist just because of this design, we know better." I'm sure this fucking impression is horrible. And that's especially true when you take into account that their music isn't politically charged, nor does it have any subtle racist overtones. Granted, I'm not the hugest fan of Lynyrd Skynyrd outside of their first 5 albums, so I'm not ruling out the possibility that a song or two like that might exist. But from what I've listened to from them, I don't think anyone has a reason to act like they convey racist messages in their songs. This is actually the same opinion I have about Ted Nugent's music. I'm not going to act like he isn't known for his very right-wing political views, but are those views reflected in his music? From what I've heard, no. So again, this is why I don't think enjoying this kind of music should be seen as harmful. Most people who listen to Southern rock like Lynyrd Skynyrd or Ted Nugent listen to it for the instrumentation. I mean, that's pretty much why Freebird is so widely beloved and constantly shouted live, along with why Stranglehold is my favorite song of Ted Nugent's. So with that in mind, I'm more than certain that's why Ashton Irwin here was wearing this Lynyrd Skynyrd shirt. Maybe he just likes the music. Now, if the only songs he knew from Skynyrd were just Freebird and Sweet Home Alabama, I could understand that being a problem with him wearing a shirt of theirs, even though, like I said in my video about Justin Bieber wearing a Metallica shirt, I find that to be really petty. But if he just likes the music, who cares? Lynyrd Skynyrd have some good tunes in their discography. It's no reason to make the assumption that Ashton Irwin is either racist or insensitive to people who claim to be personally affected by the Confederate flag. According to the article from Alt Press that brought this story to my attention, apparently this isn't the first time the dude's worn something with the Confederate flag on it, since he wore a bandana with the flag once in 2014. The only sources I found of this were just tweets, so I think this should be taken with a grain of salt. But here's something to think about. Maybe this isn't so much indicative of him not learning his lesson after being educated about the Confederate flag, since he is Australian after all. I miss you, Tank Shot! But rather him liking Lynyrd Skynyrd's music. So again, I think painting him as an insensitive asshole or an ignorant dummy and saying yikes is really unfair. I really shouldn't have to explain this, but not everything is a political statement. Things like wearing a band's shirt, even a shirt with this design, shouldn't be treated as a political statement. I made this point in my What's Wrong With about Rage Against the Machine, but some people just like the music and appreciate it for what it is. I'm not wearing my Alice in Chains shirt to make any kind of statement other than that I like the music and think they're a great band, and that's it. Again, you don't need to like the Confederate flag, and you don't even need to like Lynyrd Skynyrd, but leave this dude alone and stop treating him like he did anything wrong. That's all I have to say about this. Thank you for watching this video, take care, and have a nice day. I'm Shades, and I'll see you next time.